Welcome back to the Weekly DLC. We're one of your co-hosts.
We're one of your co-hosts.
I'm one of your co-hosts, Crush, and always one of my co-hosts, Danny Vargas. And Danny Jang.
Free Fortnite.
If you're not familiar with what we do, come to each and every week to podcasting services of your choice from shaded tables of our choice in these dark times. And we talk about games, comics, movies, pop culture, everything in between. Try to have some fun.
It's a nice dress.
To dress nice. Jang's over here all formal.
Lube man.
So we try not to get people in the background, so don't look, don't tell. But yeah, we try to have fun. This is episode 183. This is your first time joining us. Thank you for joining us. If this is not, thank you for chiming in. We encourage you to check out 182 other episodes.
Chicka.
But if not, just strap in, have a fun time today. Check us out on podcasts, YouTube, various places. And sometimes I like to change the rigmarole.
Are we on Spotify?
Yeah, we're on Spotify.
We got that deal, man.
We got in before Joe Rogan, dude.
Got the $100 million deal. You know?
Pave the way for channels like Joe Rogan. It's the little guys that are
that need our help.
Yeah.
Guys, what have you been up to since last
So I tried getting back into Destiny. I re-downloaded on PS4.
You didn't even tell me?
I can't. I played like 2 minutes and was done. I was like,
Oberdin, pretty much.
I can't. No, you beat me in 5 minutes, right? I just played a little more than that. No,
what enticed you and what didn't?
So a friend, he was like, "Hey, I'm like really getting back into it." And they only play on PS4.
Is it the one we were playing Valorant with?
No, I don't think it's anyone.
Because he was also saying like,
no, because the guy doesn't have a PC, so not that person.
All right.
But and I was like, okay, let me download it and see what's going on. So I'm very confused first of all because there's crossplay now.
No. Cross save.
So essentially,
you have to enable it.
Not crossplay. Yeah. So mine's enabled.
Which one's the dominant account?
It's the PS4 version.
The PS4 is the top.
That I moved to PC.
Okay.
I moved it. No. Okay, hold on. I had the PS4 version. I had the Blizzard version.
Yeah.
And I believe I had to make at the time there was no. Not that there was no option.
You made a separate thing.
I had to play the Blizzard version from scratch.
Yeah.
And that's the one that's been dominant. But that's the only one that exists now, and it's active for both PS4. If I log into Blizzard,
you have to move between
Battle.net. Yeah, I mean, but so I'm switching it, and when I go into PS4, it is the old PS4.
Something's wrong.
Maybe it's just honestly I haven't logged back into the PC, so maybe it is, and I just don't remember because they were much higher level, but I can't remember.
User error.
Okay. It's confusing for sure.
I had to play like a new intro thing or whatever too, and what is it? It's I'm defending Ava what's
Aaron.
her? Aaron, yeah, Aerith, Aaron Morn or whatever.
Eris Morn.
Eris. Yeah.
This current season.
Yeah. So it's making me do that, and I played. I'm like, I don't really want to play this right now. So I finished that little intro thing, and I just stopped.
And then the monkey got on the phone.
And I just stopped.
So wait, was it the trouble with the saving, or was it that mission?
No, just just playing it over again. I'm like, I've played this for years. It's nothing new. Okay. And I'm already.
What was it that they said that enticed you? Was it just the fact that they were playing and they wanted?
Yeah, just the fact that they were playing and they were coming back new again. Not I mean it's not new obviously, but they were coming back as it's been a long time. So I was like I can go back with them. And
I can't.
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
I can. I'm physically working back in the building now for work. So that's cool.
Here's my mask.
Dang, you've lost it. It's a shame, really. It's a shame. You want to just have some mask filters? No, I honestly, I needed it. I wasn't socially interacting with anything. I literally was just staying home.
Valorant, dude.
Yeah, but this was recent, too. But every day I'd stay home and like not do. I'd never go out. Wouldn't do anything. And this is the only time I go out now.
I thought you liked staying home.
And I'm an introvert in a sense, but like I could tell that my social anxiety, because I do have social anxiety, it got worse for me. Like I went to work and I was dreading like saying hi to everyone. Like I didn't.
Bleh.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can still talk normally, but like.
No, but I feel this. I'm like,
I start sweating. I get like extremely nervous. Like I just in scenarios in my head, I'm like, I'm gonna just f something up, and I start getting nervous. I start sweating. So I'm over here like sitting at my desk, just like sweating bullets, and people are like, "Oh, Daniel, what's up? Welcome back." And I'm like, "Don't talk to me." Like I mean, in my head, I didn't tell them that.
Right.
But yeah. Like and I could tell. Like I'm like, dude, like I haven't been like this. Like this isn't crazy right now for me, and so I think this is today was my second day like physically back, and it was a lot better today than it was yesterday. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure I'll go back in the rhythm again, and then it helps my general life because it doesn't allow my social anxiety to like act up when I'm like out and about. But I played a little bit of Far Cry. The one where like the whole place gets like nuked and like they redo everything again.
Oh yeah. It's like a
with the twin
expansion to 5
sisters
or something.
Yeah. So I bought. This was a while ago. I bought like the whole package deal. So I get like 5, that expansion, and then the most newest one, which is 6, I think.
That hasn't come out yet.
No. I guess the one before that. I guess. So I get that,
expansion.
and then I got like 4 games, and they're all like up until the point that leads into this most newest one that hasn't been out yet.
Okay.
And so I was trying to play them in a row, so I've been playing a little bit of that one, but not super into it. I don't know. I need to find a game I can play again.
Oh, we know.
I'm tired.
We got the call.
No. That one has to be out
There's
of
a call
there.
ready.
Yeah, they were here. Can you bring him back? No, we won't record them. Don't worry. No one will know their identity.
No, they will because it's already.
No, dude, we got green screen.
That's why she was scared of getting recorded. She's sleeper agent.
But I don't know. Like
Did you ever finish Divinity?
I haven't, but like
We should play a game, the 3 of us.
Shit. Does it have crossplay? Like if I'm on the Switch.
I don't think it has that type of.
No, not this one. Baldur's Gate 3 will, which is the same creators, but it does have cross save. I don't know if that matters, but
So just load and road.
But what it is like whoever's the host, whoever makes the game is the host, and the other 2 players can't continue without.
Yeah, without doing the thing.
Anyway, sorry.
I don't know. I don't think I've done anything else.
Looking for a game.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm afraid to start something long, and all I have is like RPGs. I bought, Trials of Mana. I've got both the classics and the remake. I rebought Final Fantasy X.
You know what's short? Oberdin.
5 minutes.
It's 5 minutes long. Speedrunner over here, dang.
I figured it out.
Should get an indie game.
Yeah, I was about to say. Indie games are pretty.
There's
bad.
one called like Neon Punk or something, or Neon.
I think I've seen it in the stores.
Yeah, it's in. I noticed it in on the Switch.
Oh, it's made by Vertex.
Yeah, it's like it's
a shooter,
like
right?
Yeah, it's like a shooter side scroller.
Yeah.
And it looks really cool because it looks like very like popish.
Visually,
It's supposed to be, it's supposed to be like neon lights essentially like that. It looks really cool, and I'm interested in that one, so maybe I'll pick that up.
2 that have been on my radar that aren't long but aren't short is not Outer Worlds but Outer Wilds. It's like an indie game.
It's from the makers of. No. I'm thinking about Outer World.
Yeah, not that one. The other one is very, from what I've played and what I've heard, it's very similar to that one game you played, The Witness. It's a lot of puzzles and exploration, and it's that one I don't know the length of, but
Gotcha.
But then the other one was Disco Elysium.
Oh,
I have
for
it
the Switch.
I own it on PC.
It's coming for the
I
Switch.
haven't even touched it.
I think their intention is they wanted to bring it to Switch, but they don't know when.
We buy games, but we don't play them.
Yes.
There's also one that's not a monkey game, but it reminds me of an anime you watch, Crosscode. I know you've heard people
Oh
online
yeah,
talking about it.
that's a remake one.
No,
Or
no. It recently came to the Switch, but it's been out for PC and
Oh, okay.
stuff. It's you're playing like old school RPG, like top down style, and it's characters that are playing an MMO. And so you go into the game, and then you're like in real world, and then you're in the MMO, and you're playing as them in the MMO.
Oh shit.
And they do stuff that's in there, and I'm like, this is like, for me, I was like, this is right up your alley. I've heard nothing but good things, and whatever issues the Switch version has been fixed with a patch that came out like a week or two ago.
Okay.
So, crosscode, I think it's $20.
Yeah, so I
don't know the length,
I probably saw it. I mean, it might be a long one if it's like an RPG style.
but that vibe of it was
Yeah.
like the basic premise was like,
I'll have to check it out then.
I know Jason Stride's been touting about it too.
Oh yeah, that's what I think. That's where
Oh yeah, he has.
I've seen it before because I'm pretty sure it's an older game.
It came out like
It
a
came
year
out for
or
the
two ago.
Yeah.
Switch recently.
Yeah.
Right?
That was
And
where
then-
it's been picking up again. People
And
was like,
then
oh,
yeah, I saw his update where he said like this update fixes a lot of the issues it had or whatever. So I saw that one, but I think I have it saved on like my wish list or whatever. But yeah, I occasionally I'll go on my Switch and just look at the things. I bought in so many games and I just don't even touch my Switch. I don't know why, because I feel like if I'm gonna play a game, I can play on my PS4 and get trophies. Like I can just get trophies.
can't play Breath of the Wild.
You can
yeah.
make trophies.
We should
But-
catch up to him in The Witcher. Let's do that.
I could do that on the Switch or on PS4. I mean,
Let's do it.
I've got the complete edition.
It's a race. No. I mean, it'd be something to talk about.
So, one thing is, so when I was downloading Destiny, I have my PS4 on Wi-Fi. It was going to take 6 hours to download. I disconnected, I unwired, or I removed the Ethernet off of my computer and plugged in my PS4. 16 minutes. I was like, this is what I need. This is how it should be.
The day we get that with Wi-Fi, I'll be like, the future is now.
So yeah, it was insane. I was like, let me see how much better this is. And even then, I feel like it was still limited by what the PS4 can like take in rather than what my internet is. More power. That's me.
Finished The Last Dance, Michael Jordan documentary. It's hyped up. It's not that great. Because I've seen better. 30 for 30s are made a lot better. But
13 Reasons Why.
Michael Jordan's a dude that he's different. He's really different. He'll remember shit like
Like a grudge?
Yeah. He holds grudges. Like you say something, nice game, and it's like sarcastic. He'll remember it. And he'll make you pay for it the next fucking 15 years. So it's like, geez, what a. And he's kind of a douche too. You like find out.
I mean, like 30 years later, they're like, oh my back, can you grab that for me? He's like, nice game, huh? It's like,
I just imagine him
Snake.
rolling up with to a tricycle. Want to play a game?
he's a douche, but I mean that made results. Like people said, like
He was competitive and he took it to the next level.
oh yeah, he was douchey. He was a bully too, man.
Really?
Like I don't know. I wouldn't like him as a person.
That's why you played for the Bulls, dude.
grabbed him by the horns.
But Dennis Rodman's a wild one, dude. That fool, he'll be like.
He's the Vargas.
So, do you remember when Dennis Rodman went to do wrestling one night?
Yeah.
So,
NWO.
do you know why that was controversial?
No.
There was a playoff game. He was in the playoffs. He missed practice to do that wrestling thing, and Phil was fucking mad. He's like, "What the fuck?" Like
Phil Spencer?
And then you see
Uncle
like
Phil.
Dennis smoking a cigar with Hulk Hogan and like all these girls and like, and then he missed a day of practice, but then he came back and produced results, dude. Like so.
So he's
Phil-
still good.
Yeah,
Like,
he was just naturally good, and Phil's
Damn.
like, okay. I mean, Dennis is Dennis. Like you just, I don't know.
He said that only after they won, yeah.
But like, this is the second time he's done something similar. The first time he's like, he asked for permission. He's like, I need 48 hours, no questions asked. I gotta get out of here. he didn't return back after 48 hours. It was like longer. But then like after that incident, they were like, okay, we know he's like this. Just let him do what he do. But
As long as he
if he makes results, then it's okay.
And then we have him in North Korea after. Yeah.
He's crazy. But I think I'm gonna start
His
Avatar.
What?
The Last Airbender?
And we're gonna make a YouTube series out of it. I had to edit this shit though, which is so.
Got Aang over here. You should be.
Your first one, you gotta have that.
See, I don't even know who that is, and so
He's on the cover.
oh, he's the main guy, right?
Yeah, with the arrow.
But he has no beard. Dude.
Don't worry about it.
Just a bold cap.
Green screen, green beard. So yeah, we're gonna start Avatar, I think.
Yeah?
You know what? I'll just select the shave the beard selection on stream. And I got you covered, dude. Don't worry about it.
Nani?
Support. What enticed you, or what?
After The Last Dance, I was like, I need to watch a show. I was leaning towards Sopranos or Avatar, and I was like, Avatar's short. Sopranos is like it's like 30 minutes.
Yeah,
like,
they go by quick.
Yeah, so. I did. So the Jordan documentary is like 10 hours. It's 10 of them, 1 hour each. So I'm just like,
holy shit.
Powered through it. I didn't power through it. I just watched one and
I would never finish that.
And so, Avatar.
I have a question. If right now, if you like Avatar, will you consider Korra?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll watch it. And then I played an indie game called Post Void. It's like the closest thing I'll be to Acid.
Oh, that one you were showing clips of. Well, how'd you hear about that game?
So the guys who made that game, they made another game which is Pikmin with monsters. So I followed them on Twitter and they're like, "Oh, we made this game. It's only $2." So
hey, but you're an
I'll buy 4 of them.
Just have them give it to you for free, dude.
I'll buy 4 of them, and it's cool. It's hard, and
is that a challenge? Are you challenging me right now?
Yeah.
And then after that, I played a major indie game. Because of Cyberpunk, we started. No, I was kidding. We started The Witcher 3. Game of the year. I remember sitting in the Game Awards, and they announced Bloodborne was a nominee. I'm like, oh, Bloodborne's gonna win this. And then CD Projekt Red, Witcher 3. I'm like, huh? Even the guy was surprised. The guy who won it, and I was like, okay, this is in my to playlist.
It's on my radar.
1 year.
And then 1 year, fucking 4 or 5 years later, Cyberpunk, I was like, okay, I need to play Witcher 3 just to get the gist of it. But I feel like I have the gist of it now. I could stop playing Witcher 3 and play. No, I'm addicted to Witcher 3.
So you're enjoying it?
Yeah. And I'm playing on Death March mode, which is the hardest mode.
Okay.
And it took me 45 minutes to kill the very first set of enemies. The first
Before that little village?
set of enemies. The first time you fight.
Oh,
And I'm like,
outside the bar?
I'm getting fucked up, dude, right now. And then like people they're like, dude, you're never gonna beat this. And then
like, you don't know me.
The Griffin took a shorter time. That's the first boss fight.
Okay.
And it took shorter. And then now I'm getting the gist of the combat. I was trying to play it like Dark Souls and it was fucking me up. And then once I started learning how to play,
I
like,
feel like
okay.
you make a joke video of just him like jumping back.
Doing little like skips.
Do 1080s and one headshot.
I can't wait to see your Geralt cosplay.
Geralt
I can't wait to see him get out of this tutorial
I want to
island.
see you wear like a white wig.
Oh my god!
But it's gonna be like Mad Max, the main bad guy in the last one, where it just goes up.
By Endgame, because I've seen some Endgame armors. So I'm looking at a guide. I'm trying to build this it's called the Euphoria build, and it's like just super OP.
Drugs.
And I want to wear that with the glasses and be like, what? But yeah, it just fucks enemies up. And
So are you kind of the guide you're following and the way you're playing? Are you kind of going 100% or are you going?
I'm going for platinum, so I don't know if that's 100%.
Okay.
I don't think it is because the quests. There's no fucking way.
Yeah.
There's the hardest trophy is get all the Gwent cards. I'm not doing that now. That's like my second playthrough. Right now I'm just trying to beat it on Death March.
Okay.
Which is the second hardest trophy, I guess.
Okay.
I'm an influencer. I got 2 people to play it. What's up, Roberto?
Wait, but is Death March, is this like a DLC trophy for the Death March? Because Death March was never, I don't remember it being a difficulty.
It might be part of like their full collection now because
Yeah.
they
I
have
don't
Blood
think
and Wine.
I don't think it's a DLC trophy because they don't.
That's what he's saying, because they have like the complete edition now, and that might have it, and the original maybe doesn't have it.
And that game is, if I could describe it in one word, it's an island game for sure. Like if I was stuck on an island, that's a game I would have. That and Monster Hunter.
No, I got tired of Monster Hunter.
One word, that game is rich in detail, and like I don't even want to read everything. Like that just takes too long. I'm just like skipping through everything. Like I just want to know the main story and just get on with it. But,
You can do no hit runs in this game.
And you're playing it on PS4?
and Switch. I'm playing on both.
What? So are you at the same point on both?
No, I'm way behind on the
And
Switch.
for those that need to understand, like he's not like, there's no cross save, there's no like, he's not loading one save into another save. Like he is literally
So are
playing
you
two
playing-
versions of the game separately.
Doing more that difficulty on the Switch too?
Yes.
Which I don't know why. I was like, you should just learn it on the Switch and then play do.
Why?
I don't know. I'm a masochist, dude. Ever since the Blood Level 4 run, dude,
It
it's
fucked you up.
I
It's
feel
changed
like
to me.
I feel like he's gonna have a new perspective once he actually
yeah.
leaves
So
this island.
when I'm playing it, I'm like, I can't gauge how difficult this game is because I'm playing it at the hardest difficulty. I'm like, because people have said it's hard, but then I'm like, damn, how hard is it on normal? Like I'm trying to understand.
It's not, dude. Because like you can overpower yourself. Like you just like you like
The way
power roll through it.
The way I was understanding it is on normal, it's not necessarily hard as long as you are doing your research on a specific encounter. Like one of the early ones I got to when I first tried playing this was there was a witch, and if you try to like straight up fight him, it's like holy fuck.
Yeah, you
how
do
I
like 10
this?
damage because they do like resistance
but
to damage.
If you know to bring this one herb, easiest fight in the world. Like,
yeah.
And it's just knowing those things. So, and you get clues on to figure out all this stuff. It's like when you're doing a Monster Hunter fight, but you don't know that it's weak to the X, Y, or Z.
I think of it as like, if you play like on normal, even like a little bit harder, it's kind of like playing the game on normal, and then when you get to these specific enemies, it's like fighting like the version you're fighting, where it's like it'll take an hour to kill an enemy, but there are ways to like get around it. But I'm curious at how you handle it because you're playing on like a hardest difficulty. Those same fights, I haven't seen you deal with one yet, and you've already had trouble on like regular enemies, so I want to know what it's like. But then it gets weird because I told you those like water creatures that come out of the water. The drowners on normal they were like there were sometimes were really difficult because they do a shit ton of damage when they actually hit you.
Crowds are fucking dangerous.
You were fighting like buzzards or something.
Oh yeah, harpies. That was fucking me up too.
Is it fucking you up with the controls switching
Yeah.
between the two?
Yes, because of the difference.
The button layout's
Yeah.
different.
Yeah,
Apparently.
I'm like, how that would drive me. I would be like,
No.
all right, Death
Yeah,
March on this one.
I'm messing up a lot. Yeah, yeah.
all I have to do is change two buttons, just like
Have you
rotate
seen that
it.
meme where it's like I like to play life on hard mode and like only get 3 hours of sleep a night
Oh man, me.
and like X, Y, and Z?
It's me.
And he's like, yeah, life was just too easy getting 8 hours of sleep, you know, working, eating healthy, all this
Gotta
stuff.
add that
I
challenge.
decided to put things on hard mode.
The reason why I'm playing Death March on Switch because it's cross save. I don't have it for PC, but I want to play it on PC.
You're about to influence yourself.
They got me, dude. Fucking CD Projekt Red got me. So I'm really excited about Cyberpunk. I don't know why they went first person.
That's the part where I'm like,
That's-
the way they make third person look and feel
Yeah,
feels good.
yeah.
What I've seen of the first person, I disconnect a
I
little.
was seeing trailers and I'm like, I don't know about you guys. First person melee does not look right. It just never looks right.
I think they've even made comments that right now, recently,
They're not 100% happy with their combat.
Mainly, specifically that.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they're.
It doesn't feel right.
I bet you for the PC version, there's going to be mods to do third person.
Oh yeah, yeah. But the PC version won't come out till like much later, right?
No, it's
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm excited for Cyberpunk.
Game of the year,
Maybe. Maybe.
2020, dude. Anything cap.
Maybe. I'm excited.
I just wonder if they'll make the cutoff for this year's Game of the Year.
Dude, I just
remember?
hope it's not delayed anymore. Like, please let that be the date. Please.
Like Tenant.
Like, let's not talk about Taylor.
Movie theaters.
Yeah, 18 cents, bro.
15.
15 cents, bro.
New Mutants comes out. You know?
Yeah, what the fuck? I would have paid $30 for
They
that.
doubled down. They're like, no, this is the date that we're releasing.
I don't think I'm gonna platinum this by the time.
Cyberpunk?
Yeah, I don't think so.
But you can at least beat it. So just beat it.
Hopefully. Hopefully.
Cool. I played a lot of Divinity Original Sin. I played with my brother and my cousin. I started a new playthrough with some of my coworkers.
So you finally got that going.
Yeah.
The one where they have to log into
Yeah,
your
the
thing.
remote.
Okay.
For them, they have their laptop connected to their TV. So we have a hangout, a FaceTime with everyone. And they can't get it right now to be where the game is on the TV. So they have the cameras on the TV.
Yeah.
The game being on their laptop there's a lot going on, so it's hard to see. On top of the remote thing, their connection isn't always the best, so it's very pixely. And so I'm only going off what they're telling me, and they're like, this is like, I can't tell, where are you? I don't know where you're at. And I'm like moving in a circle so they can find me, and then they like run to me. But they're able to play. They've been able to play. I'm hoping there's a setting in Steam where you can change the remote access connection as a user instead of balance to smoother.
Yeah.
So it like lowers the res but makes everything smooth. We're gonna try that next time, and also try to get it so they can put it on their TV. But outside of that, it was probably it's funny. It's fun. Like each group I'm playing with is funny for different reasons. When I'm playing with my brother and my cousin, they're healing the wrong people at the wrong time. They're clicking on the wrong stuff all the time. We're getting into fights way under level and still trying to make it work somehow, and we do, and we pull off some crazy shit. With this, so one of my friends is like, I can't move, and we're like, look, I can see I'm sharing a screen with them particularly. The third person that's playing is playing on their computer, so I don't see their screen. But because we're split screening, it's as if they're right next to me, and so I can see their half of the screen, all the stuff they're looking at. I'm like, you see that barrel? You can carry 150 pounds. That barrel weighs 100 pounds. You're over capacity. Yeah. He's like, but what if I need the barrel? I'm like, what the fuck do you need a barrel for? It's like if I get thirsty.
I can't wait till you get to the point where he's like tosses the barrel and
we tried. We tried. We got into an encounter. I was like, you know what? Throw the barrel. Let's see what happens. And it kept messing it up, and it wouldn't let her throw the barrel.
Oh no!
I'm like, what the fuck? Now I want this. I want her to be able to. So it lets her throw the barrel to place it, not to toss it.
Okay.
So you have to put it, and then you have to shoot it or hit it. And she's like, I'm gonna fucking blow that barrel up. I don't care what it is. But we were all laughing about it so much. And so in this party, I wanted to play Rogue, but I've also me and my other friend have played before. And so we let them, the one that hadn't played that remote,
decide their
we let the
first.
two of them decide, and they picked Rogue, and I was like, all right, fine. So I picked something else that I've never done before, and it's the one my brother does, is the summoner.
Oh yeah.
And he summons like the Exodia. And I'm like, this is fun. And I'm playing it very much like a wizard, but then the friend that's played this a lot told me, and he was reading into it, he's like, that summoning ability is not tied to being a glass cannon wizard character. So you can make yourself like this armored up warrior and be a summoner if you want. And I was like, this changes everything. I can be something else and a summoner.
I can be a tank.
Because right now I get like breathed on and I die. And I'm like, damn it, I'm not used to that. So, and I don't want to play a tank again.
Yeah.
I want to play something of I want to play what my brother and my cousin are, which is a ranger and a summoner, because his ranger is like high DPS, and if I can get this imp to become Super Saiyan, I'm just like this monster. So I'm like, that's what I want to do. But then with my brother and my cousin, we're making progress. A lot of the music reminds me of The Witcher. So in addition to you starting to play and me playing this, I'm like, hey. Like, I'm just like, fuck yeah, let's go. Yeah, it's been scratching a lot of itches for me.
Influencer.
Yeah. I've been playing Destiny. I think 2 weeks off because I knew this week would start, and I knew the stuff that would start is very grindy, and it will test me in my patience. It's not the moments of triumph, but it's the solstice where you get like the armor that's like here's this armor commemorating this, and it's the grindiest fuck. You have to upgrade the armor.
Yeah,
It goes from a blue.
I have a question. Did you get your shirt
I ordered
back
it.
in the day?
Did it come in? I don't know if it came in yet or not. I have to double check because I ordered I have a backlog of orders from them from all these other things that they've had to delay.
So basically, limited run games.
Yeah.
Runs. Okay.
They
the
got
merch
new.
shop.
They got
Hey,
new
but
management.
they won't cancel his orders if he says something right.
Hey Bungie. But yeah, this stuff I'm doing. So there's a pro to this, but it's so grindy. It's do 10 strikes. I'm like, why the fuck do I want to do 10 strikes? I played this game for over.
And that's only for a certain armor, right? It's the hands require that, and then the legs require something else, right?
Each piece of armor requires. So I'm trying to and you get all of it upgrades at the same time. It's not oh shit, I should wait till this one. Once the whole thing's ready, then it goes to the next level. And I'm trying to I can do these 4 things at the same time. And
I remember trying to do that shit.
And so I'm on my first character doing this, and I want to do it for all 3. The pro is that they've added something to make it so when you do it on your second character, it goes exponentially faster, and on the third character, even faster. And I'm like, okay, I can do that. And they've delayed the expansion, so this is going to be over a longer period of time, which I'm like, all right, I don't feel as much pressure, but I need to make sure I just do a little bit. So I'm like, I'll do a strike, and I'll just do a mindless strike. I'm just what fucking... I'll watch an anime or something. So I started that. I'm starting to read Dune, Children of Dune, because the Dune Club for Danica 19 is starting this Sunday. I'm gonna start reading.
Is that wasn't there already a Dune one?
She's done Dune.
And now she's
done the second Dune.
Yeah.
And it's been 2 years she's had to postpone the third one.
2 years.
Yeah, she went through a lot of stuff with her old partner and...
Right, but just 2 years since the last time you did this, and it doesn't feel like it's been that long.
Yeah.
And she didn't do
the
any...
thing was, I didn't do the second one when she did it. I waited a year to do it. So
And
I was catching up anyway.
She didn't do any other book club. It was just Dunes.
So
straight?
she's done. So after that second one, she took a long break from doing any book club, and she's been rebranding and setting herself up as a solo thing. And since she's done that, she's now done one other book before this, and it was War, the Art of War. She did a book club, a war
Sun
club.
Tzu?
Yeah, she did a book club for that book. And now she's doing Dune Club as sort of a back to school, school's about to start again.
And so if I want to do this, I could just watch her previous videos?
Yeah, she's got videos and it's page numbers.
And she's got it for the first Dune?
Yeah.
And we got to plug something. We got the Witcher Club,
Witcher Club?
that only I'm a part.
He said he wasn't a part of, and then he starts it. Fucking pulls a trick on us.
And we can do the Oberdin Club too.
As soon as we...
Big club. I played the first 5 minutes.
I'm down to play Witcher.
We gotta take it slow,
This is how we influence the third part. But I've been watching. So I watched 2 seasons now of High School DxD. Fantastic show. I learned a lot about chess.
I learned how to play chess too, yeah.
Chess or chess?
You think it was blown up, bro? Everyone loves chess, apparently.
He randomly liked this chess meme thread on Twitter. I was like, what the fuck is there in chess? I'm like, Daniel, I'm like, okay. Usually it's because of you or Roberto that I see weird shit. And or Jang. And I looked through, I'm like, oh, there's got to be some good chess memes. And just happened that I just saved a DxD meme that was like, Dad, Dad's like, dude, son, how are you so good at chess? And it shows him thinking of Hunter DxD and all the boobs. And he's like, I read a book. And I shared it in that thread, and people started
yeah. He's got 45 likes on that bitch.
So chess, dude. I'm a chess pro.
So I didn't know, because I haven't seen it myself. I thought the joke was referencing just chess in general. I didn't realize that they
So she's the president of a club.
Yeah.
And in this world of angels, demons, and devils,
Yeah.
every club and group, the president is the king. Peace. And their club members are. She's like, I assign different roles for them when we do wars or actions or strategies or whatever. She's like, she's my rook, he's my bishop, you're my queen, you're my pawn, But the good thing about the pawn, like they kind of anime it
Yeah.
where they're like, a pawn has these stats, but they have the potential to turn into a queen if they upgrade. And like they do that, like you have new power levels and all this shit.
Which is why, like that meme, it shows SpongeBob and then it shows him in the big old buff and it's a pawn. And as I was watching this,
And then, so I've put a pause briefly on that because my friends were telling me that I need to watch Umbrella Academy season 2.
oh yeah, it's out. Yeah.
And I started it last night and I'm about to finish it tonight. after
Holy
this.
crap.
It's really good.
Is Mary J. Blige in this one? I don't think she is, right?
Oh,
Season two?
spoilers! It's the last
Oh,
ending. No, I'm
she
just kidding.
died probably.
Mary, was she in the first? Was
She's
she
the
one of
black
the two?
lady.
Oh yeah, she's the yeah.
not in
That's
this
her.
one, no.
Yeah, that's true.
She died. Yeah. Thanks.
You asked. Not yet. I have
That's
two
why
more
they're
episodes.
time traveling.
Yeah, in the first one,
Prevent it.
there's the two characters that have the face.
Hazel and her.
I mean, I don't know them, but yeah.
Well, Keith used to say I looked like the guy,
Oh, that is true. Actually, now I think about it.
and he was in Mindhunters as like the serial killer guy. And he changed his look completely.
Yeah.
Anyway, that actor. But season 2 is really good. The one thing I learned, I don't know whether the original Gerard Way, one of the head people of My Chemical Romance, made the comic, musical background and everything.
Yeah.
And with the show, they were whoever has been creatively involved with the show. I don't know if he has or if other people were primarily, but they've said there's a lot of music in the show, and there's a lot of scenes that tie well with the music, and it reminds me of like not the same way, but it has the same energy as like Edgar Wright and how he likes to mix music with his films. I like that. I think not enough like creative people in film and
Mix
in
music
movies
with them.
take into consideration the music or the sounds as much as those guys do. Like it just feels like it just fits.
We got
And they're-
Drive, Baby Driver. So I'm just saying, like,
Drive, the music's good, but it's not like Baby Driver's more like the music
yeah, it goes with
matches
the beats,
rhythm,
with like the
And that's what they were saying with this was like we think of the music and we think of how we can make a scene fit the music, not so much the other.
yeah.
And it shows. And it's really good. So there's that, and I did. So they said for Android phones, it's gone to public beta xCloud.
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna give that a try. So
So you just as long as you have Xbox.
you have to have. So you have to have the ultimate pass,
Oh, okay.
but your first month is $1. I just had the PC pass up until now, which is like $4 or $5.
Yeah.
But to go to that, so I'm going to try the ultimate one for a month and then probably go back to just the PC. Anyway, you guys want to get in topics?
Real quick though, I forgot. So Epic Games has Total War, 24 hours. That's free for 24. It's like the first 24 hours of the game release.
Can I play it on the Apple Store?
Probably if you have xCloud. But another thing is I didn't realize they have Magic the Gathering, and it's a free. I'm assuming it's a game where you have to buy the packs or something. That's why it's
It's been free, no?
Has it been free?
Well, it hasn't been on Epic Games Store.
man.
So it's just got added.
So it just got added, and I just downloaded.
My cousin's been asking about that one. I need to tell him then.
Yeah, so you just it's well, I mean it's free. Like I just downloaded it and you can do everything. I'm assuming the way they make their money is probably through like expansion packs in the game or whatever.
Maybe, because I know the way they've had it at least has been you just play.
Oh yeah, okay.
But they might have. I think there's an element that within it. I don't
Yeah.
know exactly how.
But yeah, it was free, and I feel like you're the one who talked about like you always wanted to try to get into it or something,
No,
or
it's me.
was it you? Okay. So yeah, there you go. It's someone, all right, someone within my life that wanted to get into it, and I
You
remember.
showed me this video about how to make a drink with no ice.
Yeah, that was me. That was me. But yeah, we can get into topics.
Oh, so before I start, I've been buying a shit ton of games. Transformers, more than me. This is gonna be a very expensive game, guys.
So you just
Made
handed it
by-
off just like that?
Platinum Games. Platinum. You see how it looks? That's how it looks.
I have the digital copy.
Oh, well, you're gonna lose a license to that.
Do you see
Wait,
how it
did I
looks?
just remove?
That's
No,
how
I'm
it
just
looks.
saying. Anything with IPs is gonna get.
But I thought I owned the game.
Well, if you delete it.
But I
Like
thought I
PT?
had to.
But it's all hot. So what's weird is
Why is the game sticky?
I don't know. It's sticky. Maybe because it on sticky table, but or maybe it's something else. But So what's weird is Symphony of the Night. I lost that game. I downloaded it, and Konami decided this game's not. You can't play it. So
So it's still on your
it's on my
PlayStation.
So I have Scott Pilgrim, and I played that on stream versus the world.
But because you haven't downloaded
I
it.
downloaded it. I have Symphony of the Night downloaded.
It just when
Cannot
you try
play
to
it.
play
It won't play it.
Wow.
So that's why.
corrupted.
That's why
Just-
I'm saying you might lose it. I don't know.
Ubisoft is in contact with the Scott Pilgrim man to try to re-upload it on Ubisoft.
Yeah.
Bring it
Good
to the
luck.
Switch.
Good luck. But so my topic, Halo Infinite, has gotten the delay.
The delay.
And it's supposed to be a launch title for the new console.
Xbox Series X.
So
S.
if you
exclusive.
were working for Microsoft, how do you market? How do you sell Xboxes, the new
All right,
one?
listen to me. Listen. All right, listen to this idea.
All right,
All right.
I got Blizzard on
All
the
right,
phone.
first week, whoever buys Xbox first week gets a free copy when Infinite finally comes out. That's it. That's my idea. That's my idea. For first week, you have to buy within the first week. You get that
Will
free
that
copy.
make you buy an Xbox? You personal.
Well, no, because I was never interested in Halo Infinite in the first place.
This guy plays chess.
Then what's the point? What'll make you buy it?
Oh, me personally, nothing.
Damn.
There's nothing.
Damn. It's that one interview with the ODB from the Wu-Tang Clan. Hey, so what are you going to do for the children? What are you going to do to help people? Nothing.
So right now, outside of when it's launching, they have it where the multiplayer is going to be free to play.
Right.
They have the campaign is going to be a part of Game Pass if you have Game Pass.
All right.
And it was supposed to be a launch title.
Right.
So, is there any benefit to having bought in the game? Like, what do I get if I buy the game?
You'd have to buy the game if you didn't have X Pass or Game Pass.
Okay.
That's the only time you'd have to buy, or if you're at a store and you wanted to like gift it, which you don't know if a kid or
I
someone,
feel like I know it's wrong, but I feel like they have to put a delay. Like the game's out, it'll be on X-Packs like in 3 months. But if you want to play it now, you can get the actual game or whatever. I don't know. To entice people to buy buy the actual physical.
they
copy.
want people to get Game Pass.
Okay.
Like they more than anything, they're like, hey, you can buy this game, or you can just sign up for Game Pass.
Or you just sign up for Game Pass.
Like they've been pushing that hard, and so I feel like their strategy is that Game Pass. I feel like that Halo being a part of it would have been a huge boost to that, because then you'd be like, I don't have to pay $60. I just pay $5. I get Halo. I got and 50 other things. I think of the three things I said, Halo not the launch thing is gonna take a huge wind out of their like launch window. Like everyone, it's gonna just be like, well, here's the Xbox, but why do I care? Like what we've been asking ourselves. I think if there's any chance, and this isn't really a reason to, it isn't boosting the Series X in any way. I don't know how you market that the way they've been doing it. It's just like, hey, if you have the money and you want the higher fidelity and you have whatever, get it. But if you don't, I feel like they're pushing this Game Pass thing and the xCloud thing harder. And if they can fix this recent stuff with Apple, I think they can position themselves, and maybe with enough marketing pivoting, they can make a bigger pitch on that xCloud thing. Maybe that's the only way I could see them making any kind of big noise this year now. Because none of their games are really exclusive. So
they have to make it so you get Game Pass for free for the first 3 months. I would say a year, just to sell the system. Fuck it, just take that loss and fucking you get a free. We don't have games, but hey, you get Game Pass for a year. Buy our system. Buy our system.
Buy a $600 system.
I don't know how easy or
But
hard that will be.
people aren't going to buy PCs. They were to like.
That's where
buy Game
make
Pass.
because the ultimate one is the one where you can play it anywhere. Like you can play on whatever, stream it or whatever. So on mobile or anything. So I don't know how easy or hard that'll be. That would be the best. I think everyone would be on board. I think maybe something that they could try and pitch that a lot of companies tend to do. Netflix, a lot of streaming services do this. Is they partner up with like T-Mobile, Verizon, whatever. Like either a service or another like a Samsung or an Apple or a Google, and they'll be like, hey, if you buy this next phone, if you join up on our internet service, or if you do this, we'll throw in Game Pass. Like, have Game Pass or whatever being tossed every which way. It might cheapen it, but I'm like, I think the more exposure, the better. Like, people get their Netflix now through their phone services. They're like, oh yeah, because I have T-Mobile, I got Netflix, or because you have AT&T, you got Hulu. Or, yeah, I think that's doing that just gets more people on board for the games. And then now that they got your games, the longer pull will be, hey, we have our launch console Xbox Series X. Here's now our cheaper Series X S or Mini or whatever the naming shit they decide on. Get it. And he's like, well, I already have all these games and I have Game Pass. Might as well, like, fine. I don't know. But even that's a hard sell.
I feel bad, dude. Like, because, like, I don't know how the how their culture is, business culture is, but could you imagine the Monday meeting, 343 Industries, like, oh, we got to tell fucking Microsoft we can't hit the deadline.
Yeah, tell the public.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I would be more scared of Microsoft, dude. Like, I don't know what their culture is. What if they're like, what the fuck? Da, da, da. Yeah. Like, I really don't know their culture. I'm just like, damn, to deliver that bad news.
I mean, looking at how it's been, like, I'm sure it's been hectic just given the current, like, world conditions of working from home, trying to make whatever deadline. You're like, when it's a launch game, that's like a hard deadline. Like, it's different from being any other thing. Yeah. And so there's a lot of pressure on that. The second part is the reaction to the feed, like when we were talking about that showcase where they showed gameplay, and there was a lot of people being like, why is the graphics so shitty? Just like the Minecraft looks.
Yeah.
This popular influencer Vargas.
I mean, this could be another topic, like, should game companies show off their games? Because Last of Us 2 got delayed when they showed it off on their influencer day. They delayed it, I guess, after feedback.
We got to revamp the graphics.
So this happened to Halo. They showed it, and people talked about it. And I'm pretty sure if they didn't say anything, if they didn't show anything and didn't get any feedback, it would have released.
But would it have been as good? Like, would the feedback have been then and been bad? Like, I wonder whether it makes a benefit in terms of finances of like, shit, we have to eat the cost now and put more hours into it, and then we sell it later versus whatever the latter is. But
I feel like it's like what happened in Duke Nukem. Like the guy, well, I mean, this was like the actual creator, but he was like, no, there's new like graphics, new technology. We got to redo everything with this new technology. And then like as they're doing it, like, no, there's even more new technology. We got to do this. And I mean, obviously they probably would have been fine, but like with all these complaints, are like, okay, maybe we should just upgrade it a little bit.
They're gonna show another Duke Nukem. The 3D Realms is having a E3 event.
I think so. It's a franchise. They can always bring those things back.
It's they're doing it for Joe Rogan.
Quake 3. We back.
Yeah, I mean, I think the game is gonna come out and have its success. I definitely think people, while it sucks for the launch, I think it's more of a hindrance to console sales than it is a hindrance to people that will be jumping on any sort of Game Pass or new users. Like, I don't know.
I think consoles will still sell. They won't sell out, I think, but like holiday season, the PlayStation 5 will sell out. The Switches will sell out. And then the parents are going to be like, "Oh, this is the only console left. Sorry, kids." And
I mean, I do think games sell the console, but I don't think a game has to release at the like side to side with with a system like that. As long as like people are aware this is going to be like not a specifically console exclusive, but like it's Xbox exclusive. Like you'll have to have either the X Pass or.
But that's why I think the Xbox has positioned themselves so it doesn't hurt them across the board as much. This might hurt console sales, but I think them as a brand, they're just like, fans are like, I'm paying at minimum $5 a month and I'll have access to this game whenever it comes out. That's a win for the user. It's just for the person trying to sell a console, not a win. So not having all your eggs in that basket, I think, is a good thing.
Yeah.
My thought. I don't know. But I don't know. Like the way they keep pitching the console has not, like, I don't know who it's talking.
They're like undermining it. Yeah, like they're just like,
No, just like them being like, this is the most powerful console, but you can play our games anywhere. And while it might be like, even seeing it in stores before all this stuff, like the Xbox One X, it never seemed like monumentally above anything. And so I'm like, if it's marginal, like I don't care.
That's what I don't understand. Like why they're pushing like to showcase the console. They're saying like it's their most powerful yet, and yet be like, oh, but the games that are gonna play for it, you can play them anywhere you want. It's like, well, what's the point of making a powerful system if I could, if as long as you make it like connect to the internet, I can play anything I want on the system. You know, like I don't understand what you guys want. But
they want TikTok.
That's true. They're
if they
in
can
talks.
get TikTok to be exclusively Xbox, fuck, game over. That's the launch exclusive.
Again,
Make Game Pass free for a year.
Vote Last Bosses.
even then, that like personally, that wouldn't.
Biden Harris. No,
I have
Jang.
I have
2020.
Only Dan's.
Only
Dan.
Dan's.
Double Dan. Double Dan's.
I honestly have zero interest in Xbox. Like there's nothing.
KOTOR.
Even if they were like to be like, but X-Pass. Even if they were to be like, here's a console for free, it'd probably just collect.
You know what's crazy? If they made a game that was really fucking first part, I would buy a console just for one game.
X-Pass.
I would.
That's what
I
they're
would.
pushing. So anything that they're gonna release for Xbox,
that
I
game
can play through X-Pass.
It's not Halo Infinite. It's KOTOR.
X-Pass. So I don't need to get an Xbox. I can just get X-Pass and I can play it on my computer. That's it. That's all I want.
Here's a hypothetical. Cyberpunk only Xbox. Let's say not even PC. Like only Xbox.
I mean, it wouldn't happen.
Would you buy?
but
Would
I
you
wouldn't.
buy a console?
I wouldn't get it. I just wouldn't play Cyberpunk.
Let's get Val Vargas to come in.
Cyberpunk.
Yeah, the thing is, like, I haven't. Maybe when I was younger, yeah, but like now, like I haven't. I buy games, I don't play them. So why the fuck am I gonna buy a console for a game and I'm not gonna play it?
Oh,
like,
you're gonna play Cyberpunk?
Nah, I'm not
because it has cyborgs.
not if it's Xbox exclusive. I'm not gonna play it.
$30. You're gonna watch Mulan. You're gonna watch Mulan.
You know, if
We want Val Vargas.
if it was Cyberpunk exclusive to Xbox and I got Mulan for free, I'd get it. I'd get it.
Like, dude, I'm getting a
Would you buy
$30
it?
value.
I'm getting a $30 value.
Xbox only.
That is one of the. I would say I'd follow your rule where I'd need to see a certain score from that game. Ooh. I don't always do
Higher
that.
than 75, huh?
C plus. C's get degrees.
That's an old saying, dude.
I think contingent upon something like that, I would probably try. I honestly, when we were trying to find I'm not gonna lie, I was almost gonna get an Xbox One, not an X, or One Series, whatever the fuck this current one is, the new one is, because we were trying to figure out how to get Divinity Original Sin between my coworkers, and my friend was like, I got it on Xbox. And my other friends were like, we don't have it on anything. We don't have a computer that can run it, but we do have a Switch. And I was like, it looks like shit on the Switch. Fuck. And I'm like, well, they have an Xbox. So they would just get the game. He's got the game and the Xbox. I would have to get the game and an Xbox. I wonder how much you use Xboxes. And sure enough, there was that news of like all current ones are getting discontinued. So I saw one that was in Garden Grove. I was like,
It was like
do I want it?
$120.
It wasn't too bad. Yeah, it was a little under 200. I was like, I haven't spent my money on much, so should I get it? And before that, I was telling the ones that didn't have anything, I was like, oh, I saw that you could remote desktop. Let's try that first. If that doesn't work, we can explore other options. Because that wouldn't require, they would only require one person to buy something, and that was my friend getting it on PC.
Yeah.
And we're doing that, so I was like, all right, fine. I don't need an Xbox.
So you almost bought an Xbox for
Just to play this.
Divinity Sin.
It's a fun game.
I understand that.
But I almost bought it for Divinity.
But you almost bought it for Divinity Sin.
I will say this. I am using an Xbox One Elite controller to play it.
Is the one with the paddles and everything?
Yeah. I use that for Destiny. I use the paddles for Destiny. I don't use it for Divinity.
You can remove them, or you just don't touch the paddles?
I just don't touch them.
Okay.
But I use that controller because when you're playing split screen of that game on computer, you have to use controllers for people on split screen. So I am sort of in the Xbox ecosystem with this controller.
I kind of want to buy the OG remake controller.
Oh, the
big
Duke?
black one? Yeah.
Thing's a brick. That thing's like this big.
I want to get one. Nostalgia.
Yeah. They have the PC version.
Of the big ass brick controller?
Brought it back. So you can play Halo Collection.
Now, if I get one, I'd rather get like the Elite one that you have. I have the most recent or up to date controller Xbox because it came with the Oculus Rift.
Oh, okay.
But my little sister, she's been playing Destiny. She's got Destiny. She plays it, so she plays it on computer or on with the remote.
This cross save thing is easy.
What's funny is she had those you know how they have the animal errors.
Badger.
Yeah. And so she's like, "Is the internet down?" I'm like, "What are you playing right now?" She's like, "Destiny." I'm like, "No, it's the game. It's the game. Don't worry about it."
That's fucking hilarious. Like, I got badgered. What the fuck?
I'm like, "No, this is why I pretty much quit the game, dude."
Dude, I just remembered Halo Collection coming out for PC was so hyped. I'm telling you, Halo is not. It's not a good FPS. It hasn't aged well. It's a good FPS for a control.
It lingers on
console.
nostalgia, and that has only gone so far.
It was a good FPS for a console back in that day. It's not a good FPS.
So it did the opposite of what's the character? The Rain, the one that does that. It went like
Jet.
that.
Yeah.
Jet. There you go. But yeah, like I don't know, they can't really get me to get an Xbox. It's just the thing is like I've gone so far into PlayStation that like I mean it's not even that.
If they make a game that everyone talks about, you will get one.
The thing is I've lost interest in like a lot of like games now. Like I've been watching a lot of I've not even been watching anime. I've just been reading manga. Like and I want to kind of just do something else. I want to maybe pick up a game and like I'll literally turn on my PlayStation and it's literally like Netflix. I'll like look through the catalog of games I already have. I'm like I don't have an interest in getting these. I'll go in the store and be like this one looks interesting. It's on sale. I'll pick it up, buy it, and then just forget that I even own it.
It's the illusion of choice. When you get so many choices,
paralysis.
Maybe that's where I'm at. I'm paralysis with that idea. And
just delete all the games,
but I also
so that you can't see them.
But I also have like the mindset of like if I start one, I kind of want to finish it out. I want to like just grab something, start.
What's your club?
But there's one game that will always make you come back.
But it's uninstalled, so it's fine.
Oh, don't worry.
It's fine.
That's a small setback.
It's coming to mobile.
I know. With like
Dude,
one
Diablo Immortals is coming.
The guy has your ticket still open. it's not closed. It's open.
I don't know. I'm not gonna.
Are you gonna try Diablo Immortal?
It's on mobile, right?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Just to try it? Because I think it's free.
Yeah, I know, but like, I've played like I mean, I don't know how Diablo Immortal is, but I've played like graphic heavy games on my phone, and like after like a week, my phone starts like
this one.
Yeah, well, not this one specifically. I haven't added those big games on this one.
This is a big phone.
But like other games, like my phone, it runs fine in the beginning, and then like my phone gets sluggisher and sluggisher, and I'll be like, you know what?
I remember when I told my family, my brother, and my cousin, I had the same phone you have. They're like, that has more specs than my laptop.
Shit.
I'm like, future. So
future.
Just saying.
Nah, I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna get it.
Okay. Just curious.
Move on to the next
my
one?
topic. All right, my topic. Last week we talked about the showdown between xCloud and Apple. And we talked about how Apple is resisting and has prevented xCloud from launching on there because of the way their processes are through the App Store. Funny enough, literally earlier today, of this day of this recording, Fortnite, Epic, and Fortnite have decided you can pay like on your Apple device when you're playing a game, when you're playing Fortnite, instead of getting V-Bucks through Apple's store, like you have to be like, oh, pay with Apple account or whatever. They provide a second option. It's direct to the Epic store, and that one is discounted. It's at a like $2 or $3 cheaper price. Depending on what you're getting, like how many V-Bucks or whatever. And it's like we're cutting out the whole middleman App Store cut that you have to take. They have to take, but they're providing an option. And as soon as they did that, Apple removed Fortnite from all of its app stores. Like you can't find it on iPads, you can't find it on phones, anywhere. This then led to Fortnite and Epic putting out a statement, releasing a video game cutscene cinematic, like a 2-minute thing called 1984, and it's talking about, it's like shows an
1980
Apple
Fortnite.
Yeah, 1980 Fortnite. And they show this video that's a parody of the book 1984.
Yeah.
Of like this regime thing, and like bow down to the all powerful.
But it's also an exact shot for shot Apple commercial that they copied.
Yeah, they're parodying not just that book and movie, but also an old commercial. You're right.
Yeah.
Of an Apple commercial, of being like restrained by the regime of what exists. And they put a message in there saying like, you know, the Apple monopoly on all this stuff. And I was like, holy shit, shots fired. Then they sue Apple. Literally the same day, they had a statement out and everything, putting a lawsuit against them. And then they do the same thing, like hour before we record, on the Google store. They do the alternative purchasing method, and Google removes them from all Android stores. And then they sue Google, or they put a lawsuit out against Google. They didn't do an ad campaign, but they're just fighting on all fronts. And I feel like this is almost an escalation of the same fight that xCloud was having last week we were talking about with the app stores.
Yeah.
And the way they fairly or unfairly will work with developers and apps and stuff. And I was like, oh, there's a lot to discuss here. So I wanted to see what you guys thought of all this, where your headspace is at. What do you guys think?
I don't know. I mean, I think in the short term, right now, like Epic does very good towards developers. Like they take a very little cut that they can or that they have to. Right now they're trying to expand this stuff. They're trying to do like, you know, go directly to the client rather than have an in between or third party or whatever. But like ultimately, dude, like Apple was the same way. Like when they were a small company, they were like, hey, we're doing everything for our customers, blah 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 blah. And now they're like the monopoly. They're literally being fought against right now by someone who is in that next position where it's like, hey, we're here for the developers. We want to help these people out. But eventually, Epic is going to be the same thing. They're going to become a monopoly and they're going to take over the same thing. It's just, I don't know. It's corporate fight, and like, I don't know. I don't know if it's paving the way for something good or for something that isn't going to matter to us in the future.
Because one thing I remember last week was your argument was Xbox and Microsoft aren't big enough to take on Apple.
Yeah.
It would take someone like Fortnite to take on Apple. And literally 1 week later, Fortnite's like, Vargas called us.
I mean, like, I feel like Fortnite has
Do you think
the fan base to back them up to get it, but I said it knowing, like, I think they have the best chance if something is going to happen, like, legal-wise, but
You think they have a chance of changing this?
I think they have a chance of changing it, but the thing is, like, I think ultimately it doesn't matter, like, in the long run, it's that company's going to become a big thing, like, you know, like...
They already are a big thing.
But they're not like, they haven't changed for the worse yet, I guess. And when I see them changing for the worse is when I consider them being a big thing, because then everything becomes like, they're corporate now, even now, you know, but like when corporate takes over something, it just like, the small things don't matter. It's, you know, the bigger picture, and you know, like, you know, voices get, you know, drowned out, and I don't know. And I feel like regardless, Epic will get to that point, you know, and it'll just change and stuff like that. So I don't feel like there's any big winner regardless of what changes. You know, like Apple's already monopolizing this app store, and eventually, like, I feel Epic might become the next Steam, where they're going to monopolize taking the games, and eventually they'll increase their prices, and it's going to go back to the same thing again. I don't know.
That's just like on a whim thought. I don't know. Just gotta have this thought.
There's no winner. I don't know.
Okay.
What do you think is gonna happen? Like, at the end of this, like, will Fortnite come back to Apple Store? Will Epic win, or
I think
will Apple just hardball in? Like, fuck no.
I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen, but what I hope this happens is it brings change. Right now, the current thing is, if you're in any sort of mobile space, you're in one of two stores. You're in the Apple Store or you're in the Android Store. And both those companies, there was stories I was reading, getting ready for today's recording, that Google played dirty to get it so that Epic couldn't launch on other Android-based platforms like OnePlus, like LG. OnePlus is a little bit more remote because they have their own OS, but it's heavily based on Google's. And they did some stuff where it prevented, they were like, no, OnePlus, if you do that with them, we're going to fuck you over. And I'm like, there's all kinds of dirty tactics happening. So I see your point, Vargas, where it's like these are just giants fighting.
Conglomerates.
But the parts that I think it does matter are the developers. I think when you don't have to worry about game costs or finances exceeding certain amounts, 30% on the Apple Store is the current like cut.
That's huge.
And on Google, they both take a huge chunk. And I'm like, there were several developers that I was reading, and these are just small anecdotal stuff, but they were like, if I didn't have to worry about just breaking even, there would be a lot less pressure and a lot more energy I could put into creativity on a given game. On like, if my game didn't have to be a fucking amazing success, if it could just be okay because the sales were all right and still be considered successful, then more people are inclined to maintain working, can not burn out. Like they was also saying, like, everyone who's become huge in games has also left games because they're like, I can't maintain this lifestyle. I can't. It's just too much on my life, and it's because of all these different pressures of like hitting those results, becoming the best. Like how Activision pushes all their games to be annual, all those things, and it's like I want that structure to change. And if this helps that structure change, I don't know if it'll be for the better. Like you were saying, a new structure will take its place that's just as bad. I don't know when that bad will come. I'm sure there will be another bad, but I'm hoping in the in-between, there's room for change and growth in ways we haven't seen. Like, I want it to evolve because I feel like the world has evolved and we can't maintain a lot of these things in that world if we want games all the time. Like, Fortnite has made it where, like, not even saying, like, they're great right now. They have made it so they always have to be updating in order to be considered relevant. Like if they do what Apex has been criticized for waiting months before doing an update. Even Destiny has. And they get compared to Fortnite because they do it so quickly. But their workers are always just like, man, there's nonstop. Like I can't. And if that pressure was alleviated, that's one thing. The other part is like, having everything go through Apple or through Google, it's sort of like how we have, like if you're internet carrier, it's like, hey, there's no option. Cox is your only option, or Comcast is your only option. Option is like an imaginary word, and they're like, we're gonna hike the price up, we're gonna fuck you over more, and I like that pisses me off with the internet space. So seeing more cellular providers become internet providers and more competition, I feel like it just makes everyone happier, and there's more competition, pushes things in a more balanced way. And I think it's been overbalanced in that way with some of this stuff. So I don't know. I think those long-term inevitabilities are regular things that aren't new, but they won't go away 100%. Yeah. But so many other things can happen as a result that I would welcome that. So I hope, I mean, you said it last week, They pushed PlayStation. PlayStation isn't tiny. They're one of the biggest game developers or companies altogether. They're part of Sony, and they got them to shift.
Play friendly.
And there's ways
together.
people can, like, even with Google, before Google bent and we're like, hey, yeah, we'll have Fortnite on our App Store. They were like, hey, we're putting it on Android, but we're not going through the Google Store. Here's how you can do it. And yeah, it was shady, but people did it.
You can only do that because of Android, but like, there's no way for Apple, like, to do it on Apple Store.
I'm just saying, like, they were still, like, they didn't stop pushing.
Yeah.
They're like, we'll figure out a way to get it to you.
But the battle is harder with Apple because there's no.
Apple's built their walls tighter.
Yeah. So there's no way to get like a third-party game installed on your phone, stuff like that.
But I think the timing of this with the xCloud stuff is just like you're building a lot of stuff. Like Apple's already been losing fights to Android stuff slowly but surely, like market share, worldwide stuff. I know it's still big. It's not like going away, but in the mobile market, there's become so many other options that are more affordable, more feasible, more available in other parts of the world.
Yeah.
And they're not so much the innovators all the time anymore. Like they're following things that Androids have done. I mean, the argument's always been there, like Android versus Apple. Like Android's already done this 4 years ago. It's like they're doing it now, and so I think all of this is building to a head. And I'm like, how many more chips have to fall down before Apple kind of like shifts?
Yeah, and I don't know, like, I don't know how Apple, or not Apple, how Fortnite, like, or Epic specifically, because this is near perfect timing, dude. Like, there's a chance that, like, Microsoft will get behind them, but with Epic, and Google, because Google has Stadia.
But Google's fighting them too right now.
Right. But like they can essentially wait. That's true, because of the Google Store.
I was thinking of Stadia too, but I'm like, wait, they're suing Google.
Yeah.
I don't know how friendly they will be, but we'll see. I don't know. I was gonna say there was an argument I saw Greg Miller, you know, kind of funny. He was sharing something and he was like, Taylor Swift has fought with Spotify.
True.
And she didn't have to. Like, she's not gonna win. Like, she's gonna make money regardless. But she was fighting a fight that was like, this is gonna hurt other creators. And that was like a big fight that needed to be had because everyone just jumps onto these Spotify. And I only until recently I learned Spotify hurts a lot of creative people. Like, in terms of finances, you get lost, and like it's based on views and stuff. And that model of finance hurts more than it helps so many. So I think those types of fights need to happen to shake things up. That's my big thing.
One of the weird things is I think Otaku brought it up, the article I was reading. It showed that that Spotify was congratulating Epic for having like the cojones to fight Apple Store, and yet Spotify is one that like they've like monopolized like the music industry for streaming, and like they pay artists like pennies on per stream, which is insane. It should be a little more than that.
Just a little.
well, literally, because it multiplied by millions, you know. But like it's just extremely cheap.
But like there was the argument of like the Epic Store versus the Steam Store, and people were like shitting on the Epic Store, and we had that discussion. And it's like they're making it a friendlier developer space so that more options are available. And like Steam doesn't have that hold on it where it's like, if I'm not on Steam, then I'm fucked. Now it's like you're not fucked if you don't go there.
Yeah, but it's how society kind of views things, because right now, like, honestly, Apple has a huge hold on the market because like it's so much simpler. Like even like with Android specifically, like I'm able to download any app I want, even if it's not physically available through Google's App Store. But like it's so much fucking easier. I literally go to the app and be like, install, you know, rather than having to download the APK, hitting like, you know, allow to download. So a lot of people have that view. They're like, just like, if I can get to the store, it's so much simpler. And so an app won't do as well unless it's in one of these two stores. You know, like same thing with a game on Steam. Necessarily like a PC game doesn't do as well unless it's honestly sold through the Steam store.
But it's also because there's no other option. I'm saying if you have the options.
Well, there are technically options, but they don't become successful.
What options do you have?
I don't. These are all essentially like these are all DRM. These are all like
I'm not saying that. I'm saying there's another app store that offers the same thing, and you don't have to like what like if there was another Android app store that was the same for whatever, just have it. But if you get the apps from there versus Google's, you don't get ads.
But
you get it?
But why do I have to go through an app store? Why can't I just download it like freely wherever I want?
Well, then do that.
That's what I'm saying. But
Make it available to do that then.
But it doesn't become a successful thing. Like we as society have gone through these funnels, like that are considered these app stores. Like unless something is offered through that store, it won't become a successful thing. Unless it's not on, if it's not on Steam, people aren't going to want to just third party download, not go through like just PayPal and PayPal the developer to send them a code and just download it DRM free. No, people want to go through Steam because then it's available all there for them. I can see every game I have as a list. It's so much easier than having millions of files downloaded on my phone.
I think it's going to take steps then to get there. Like I think you're right that it is convenient.
Yeah.
It's a convenience, and people love convenience. But it's also you don't have an option. So it's like
with Apple you don't have that option. Like you can't even third party fucking download anything.
What do you think's the market share? Apple versus Android?
It's Android. I think it's
By
like
what percent?
60-40. Do you know?
Yeah, I saw it.
Oh,
30-30. No, I have no fucking clue.
75% Android, 25% Apple.
this is global.
Global.
But with Apple it's 100%. Like it's all of them.
Yeah, I know, but it's Android is 100% too.
Well, no. Well,
He's saying like the number of people that own phones.
You're saying phones.
75% of the world has an Android phone.
okay. So I guess when I say 100% is the 25% that own Apple. If they get any apps, it has to be through the App Store, no matter what. With Google,
but like,
it doesn't have to be that way. Or with Android, it doesn't have to be that way. I can download every app I have. I can download through APK.
But I don't know the way
most people use
and
the store. So
Yeah.
But I'm saying that to go with what
But not
Jake's
100%.
saying, to go with what Jake's saying, Apple doesn't have a stranglehold. Like they just have a stranglehold over who's already in that ecosystem. If 75% of the world already isn't on Apple, then they're not in that world. They're living in this other like you can download whatever type of space.
They don't, but like, there's so many. There's like the I don't know, loyalists, I guess, like the people that are hardcore Apple,
25%
the 25%. That's what I'm saying. Like
I'm talking about the 75.
I know, but like there's even though 25 is only 25%, if you think of like the actual number, there's so many people backing up Apple that
But they could lose
it's a
that.
huge fortress.
If,
Yeah, it's
if
like
they play with Google, nice with Google, they could lose that 25%, make it smaller, and
so I feel like with them fighting
slope down.
with them fighting Epic, it's like they have to give it their all, because if they budge at any moment, it's going to be like blood loss. So if they don't stop the bleeding, they're going to lose that 25%.
I think
slowly.
they're suffocating. Like they're like cutting off all air, and if they keep doing this, they're gonna just burst.
Yeah, but I feel like they're gonna double down. They're gonna risk it. They're gonna think like they are in a corner, and like they're about to lose it all. But like if they have to like obviously fight for that, like to try to strive through that, because if they don't, they will lose it all essentially. Like they've got nowhere else to go.
Okay.
So they're gonna fight with all they've got.
I think this is we faced a similar thing, or we've seen a similar thing. There's Xbox and PlayStation.
Simulation.
And Xbox losing less, the user base was not the same as compared to PlayStation. Think of it like Android and Apple. If there's less, they got it. Like Xbox started trying to turn things around by becoming friendlier. They didn't close their borders and say like, no, we're only doing these things, and I think that strategy is working for Xbox and Microsoft. I think Apple should have a similar thought process. So.
I don't know. Xbox shows HD DVD, and they lost.
That's Apple right now.
Man, Microsoft was king at one point.
That's what I'm saying.
Man.
And Apple's
there now. They're the HD TV.
No. Well, we're still seeing that Apple is still king, but
No, they're not. They're not king.
25%.
They're not kings anymore.
there's only two. There's only two.
There's not.
But they're
only
not kings. They're 25%. They're not kings.
But,
They're
like-
not at the top.
I understand that it's 75 versus 25, but the hold that they have on 25% is like it's. I don't know.
They're losing that hold. I mean, it was probably higher before.
You're being Apple right now.
No, it's just I don't know how to explain it. Like, it's like this. It's like they're cult, and like there's no way to convince the 25% to move over. Like it's impossible.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you got those 3 votes to say this, and the other 7 votes are saying that, it's gonna pass. The 7 votes are gonna like. They have the numbers. You can't beat that.
I get okay. We're
making money, and the 7's like we're making more money. It's like no, but we're making like money. I'm like yeah, but they're making more. Like that's my argument. That's what I'm saying. I'm seeing between the two. So having that, it's like it's because of how fast everything is and everything. It's just like they're just losing any press they have. They're losing. They're on the negative of all these things and. It's just gonna keep hurting them. Like when you're taking it, when your kid is like, I just want to play my games, and they're like, I can't play them here. That's a big reason why kids, like every parent gives their kids an iPad to play a game or whatever. And if they're starting to see that more and more things that their kid can't do it there, they're like, I'll just get a fucking like an Android, like a Samsung. Samsung is pound for pound in a lot of ways. Like they've made their phones look like Apple for a reason because they're like, I can get them to switch because they're like,
I'll be back.
Tinkle time?
Yeah, but we also have
the numbers don't lie.
I know they don't lie. I'm not saying that like I understand that Android is bigger, making more money, like go that route. But what I'm saying is the 25% are so mind washed, they will not move over no matter what. Like they don't see it as like, wait, if I go here, I have more options. No, they're just like, it's easier being here. I'm going to stay here no matter what. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, They have a lockdown on the 25% that they don't.
I think that
they can't go lower.
Right. And I've heard that argument before from like people, other podcasts and stuff, where they're like saying, "I'm in this ecosystem. I'm fucked."
Yeah.
And they're like, my family has.
I pushed my dad into that ecosystem.
Well, like they have their Apple TV, they have their phones, their tablets. They're in that whole thing.
I doubled down on him. I got him the Apple Watch, bro.
But next time you go, you have an upgrade with your phone service. You're like, man, I can't wait to get out of here. Like, grass is greener. And like I said with the kid thing, like everyone's like, oh, I just want everyone to like be able to watch whatever thing or play whatever thing. It may not be immediate, but I think if this trend continues, those changes will start happening. And there's going to be more, like Samsung's already making deals with like I said last week with the xCloud, where they're like, if you buy our iPhone or our phone, we'll throw in 4 months, like Jeng's saying, like 4 or 5 months of this. We'll give a controller. Then you got your Fortnite or whatever. Like, those things can sway people where they're like, trade in your iPhone. We'll give you premium money for your iPhone. We'll make the transition way easier for you. Like, they already have perfected that, like, art of transferring much better than it was way years ago. So many years ago, it was like, no, if you're transferring from Apple to Android, whatever you had is gone. Now it's like, no, we have ways of mixing in that, and I'm like, they're gonna push that, and it'll be, I don't know what what we're used to will exist the same way anymore.
Yeah,
and I hope there's change. Like I don't know if there will be, but we'll see what these lawsuits, if they accomplish anything. Like, remember, this is another big, like, you see 2 big things where, what was it? Movie theaters and Universal, where they released what was the dolls, Trolls. They put Trolls like straight on demand. They were supposed to release it in theaters in like May, and they're like, no, we're just gonna drop it on demand, pay-per-view.
And then theaters
they
are like,
fucking killed it. Like, they were like, oh my god. All the theaters were like, we're never gonna show another Universal movie again.
You fucked us over.
Flash forward 2-3 months, they're like, we'll show Universal movies, and then 2 or 3 weeks after that, they can put it anywhere they want. And I'm like, because movie theaters realize they're on the down. They're like, this lasted longer. They're
on the decline. Yeah.
Yeah. They thought it'd be over by now, probably, and that they can't be. So like, that's a whole studio of like all these like Fast and Furious, all these other franchises and stuff, global market. And they would lose out on that in the long term. So they probably came to some understanding. I wonder what if they do come to an understanding, what will that be?
I mean, movie theaters aren't gonna make it, dude. Like, no,
They're changing. They're gonna change.
We're gonna see a huge drop in the amount of movie theaters there are, which I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing because there's only fucking 2 theaters that show indie movies that I want to watch anyways, you know?
Yeah. Are we going to see more just franchises, or are we going to see less indies because of this? Or, I mean, I just saw that there's that new movie with like Tom Holland and a bunch of people going straight to Netflix in like 2 weeks or 3 weeks.
I thought it was a Netflix movie.
Oh, maybe. Okay. But like movies that we used to think were like, this is going to be like a September like theater movie.
Like Tenet.
It's going to be, but like now it's just going, oh shit, Netflix, we're going to get this movie. Oh shit, okay.
The thing is, like for me,
it's evolving and it's weird. And I like parts of it. I don't like parts of it. I hope a negative could be they just get special treatment. And they're like, Epic can do this. Everyone else still fucked. Because xCloud was arguing that other non-gaming apps are getting the fair treatment of like they can do stuff, and then xCloud's like, why do games get treated differently on the App Store? So I don't know. And then
for Apple, 30% is a fucking huge cut. That's the number you're talking about when someone helped make a fucking game.
That's more than 25%.
It's more than 25%. It's more than what Apple owns and fucking phone users. You know, like. Hate you. But I don't know. I don't even know where I was going with that argument. Like the 25%, the 75%. I just don't think like, even though they only have 25% of the market phone share, I don't feel like they're gonna lose or not lose. I don't think they have a fear of like being attacked right now. I guess I don't know. But
how? Okay, let's say it's gonna change. How would you like it to change if you could choose?
With having let's say Fortnite like wins and like they can have their app on the
let's say
Epic,
let's just say after whatever's currently happening, these app store markets, how does it change? Would you hope for like a small change, or are you hoping for something more drastic where it's like, I don't know, app stores galore and I don't know, like. Well, however you want it to be. Like, what is your ideal?
The thing is, like, space? This decision really doesn't affect me. Like, I'm not going to play these games on mobile.
Okay, what do you want it to be for other people?
I don't know. Like, I don't know what I wanted it to be because from, like, again, like, what my understanding, it only happens to game things. Like, all the other app stores don't have an issue with that. Or all the other, like, services don't have that issue. So, I don't know. Yeah, it's hard to understand. Like, I don't, like, it'd be cool, I guess, if they allow it and, like, the app itself has restrictions, but like I don't know, it's tough as like if I'm providing a service but then there's a service within that service that's third party. I need to like hold that standard for even for those apps. I can't just have like a video. I can't have a video app on my store and all of a sudden it shows porn. I'll be like, no, I can't show porn on my thing. I have to take off.
I definitely like. I'm not gonna lie. There are merits to what Apple's store is like because when you try like, because of that, and this is pro con, but because of their app store being so stringent, being able to get like hacked game versions of game apps is more difficult. And that is better for that game because the more people that are using those hacks, it abuses the whole system of that game. So I like that. But the whole like 30% thing, like I think that's a huge problem. Like to me, that's a problem.
Oh no, they only own 25%.
Huh? Yeah. Drop them 5%. No, like let's imagine they just find other ways to incentivize you to like. Okay, if you saw like, did you see the screenshot of the cost?
I did not know.
So it shows like when you're like buying whatever V-Bucks, they show.
Oh yeah, $10 for Apple.
$9.99,
$7.99. Yeah.
Epic Store. If Apple was just like countering like, hey, maybe $7.99, but we'll throw in like iTunes points or credit or like something towards their Apple Store
where they still get the money at the end.
Like something to give them. Oh, we got a special guest today, straight from Blizzard. The man himself,
Tinkle,
Mr. Tinkle.
So, Jenny, how important is the 25%? No, I'm kidding. We were going. I was asking.
If I was a business owner, no, I'd rather take the 75%. I mean, I want to get the 25% eventually, but I don't care. I'd rather take the 75%.
You brought this up, not me.
I'm kidding. I was asking a question.
You did. You asked the question. Yes.
We were talking about. Let's say all of this shakes out with what's going on. What if you could choose the final outcome of like what's the lay of the land if all the app stores of Fortnite, whatever, how big or small, like what things would you want to happen out of all this?
I want the consumer. Well, both the consumer and developers to win. So, hopefully, I want the developers to get more money. That's the end goal.
I think with developers, overall, I think it satisfies everyone because they get more money. They're able to create more games. Like I think you're talking about. There was something that someone said like, if developers are able to like you come out even or even make profit,
there's not much pressure to
yeah, they're not as much pressure, and they're able to be more creative with their ideas, and we get more creative ideas probably coming out games essentially.
Yeah. And then on the consumer side, how is that? Do you think cheaper? Hopefully.
It's cheaper for us, and then they get more profit because there's no in between taking the 30%. You know.
Yeah, I was suggesting like how right now we were saying that they were gonna try and do $9.99 V-Bucks through Apple, $7.99 for straight to Epic. What if Apple, instead of like shutting things down, they just made it where, it's $7.99 with us too, but you also will get. Or no, it's $9.99, whatever it is.
It stays $9.99, but you also get more credit.
But you get other Apple-related benefits.
That's
and then
cool.
that's a way of being like, I am in the Apple ecosystem. I could use Apple TV subscription, or I could get iTunes or whatever.
So like the difference is $2, so then you get $2 in iTunes credits. So if you if you buy it like 5 times, you're able to buy it again in just iTunes credits. Yeah, it keeps you within the loop.
So that's how fucking Kindle gets me. Like, hey, spend $30, you get a $5 credit.
Hey, that's like That's like $5 when you wait for the sales, you know.
I want this book.
So it'll be interesting. I definitely want the cut that the app stores get to be less. I think that's a direction I like that Epic's taking things. I don't know where they continue to take things.
Yeah,
but if we can get more things that make developers more sustainable than anything else, I think that's my biggest.
Now the thing is, like, it's such a weird thing because like I'm not a lawyer. I don't know how fucking these things work, but like there's like stores have the ability to be like no shirt, no shoes, no service. So like they're able to deny service to anyone that they deemed like isn't able, or like can't be
limited run games. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, like they can just not sell to someone that they don't want to. Isn't that the same thing for like like Apple? Can't they just be like, no, we don't want you on our platform, regardless of whether you've broken our law or not? We just don't want your app. Sorry, just deny service, like kind of thing. Like,
there are certain laws right now where you have to have a valid reason, and that can't be one. Like per their current guidelines, as long as you follow certain X, Y, and Z, you can be on their store.
That's what I don't understand.
And if they're
like
shutting them out of that, then they're like, your Apple is breaching those current guidelines.
Obviously, with this, there's like a clear like reason why. Like, well, I mean, but they also said like they broke terms of service. But there's a clear definition.
I think when they do those terms and conditions kind of thing, they have to be upfront about that then, versus like after the fact. Like if it's not written there, then yeah.
I wonder if Epic is going for we can win this and they're going for an end game, or if they're gonna stretch this out and be like we have more money to continue. Like
I think when it's these big guys, they're both throwing crazy amounts of money.
Yeah.
And that long-lasting part isn't a thing.
Because I know companies like with like individual people, they'll just like keep them in court, and the customer, like the person can't be like, I can't afford this to keep fighting you guys, I lose, And I wonder if Epic is going that route, even though like obviously they're two big companies, they both have a shit ton of money.
They're just gonna grow a goatee. This is how I win.
And then the Pikachu necklace, all gold
shroud. This is how I win.
We're home. YouTube gaming.
Dude, just have a clip of
Noman.
I'm coming back to YouTube.
have a clip of Shroud just headshotting everyone, and then like it shows
The
his
guy
face and
spinning
he's like-
around in the air.
and he goes, "This is how I win," and then that's it. Like it just ends right there. That's your clip.
The year you dressed up as the first time you dressed up as a wiener for Halloween, was that the year you were Dr. Disrespect
I think so.
and I was
don't know.
Wolverine?
That was the year that I was afraid of knives. Yeah.
Every time I look at that picture,
I mean, you got knives next to a hot dog,
Oh,
man.
you
What are
can't see
thinking,
that.
bro?
You can't see that costume in Apple Store. The cool hot dog.
okay, I think that's enough of my talk. That was fucking too much. That was more than 25% of this top podcast.
But that's a strong 25%. Is just what I'm trying to say.
Loyalists. That 25% loyalists. I tell you.
Simulation. And I don't even remember what my topic was. What's happening? What was my topic? I'm going to read my text here. The 25 and 75% got me riled up. Dude. I can't remember anything right now. Oh yeah, so Twitch Prime changed their name, or is I guess essentially is rebranding to Prime Gaming, and I just the thing that caught my eye is like they're taking their name, they're taking the Twitch name off of their like that setup, and they're not essentially doubling down on being on Twitch, but they've opened up their how their whole ecosystem works, because now you can literally log into a specific section on Amazon to redeem all these essentially Twitch games. And so they're kind of, it almost seems like they're segregating themselves from Twitch at this point. And I don't know if they're going a route where like they want to maybe create their own streaming service that's going to be, like that's going to have this Prime Gaming new rebrand on it, or if they're maybe trying to change it to where they're able to, they're like the person that like works with everyone. Like you got YouTube Gaming, boom, you get benefits from us too. You got well, not fucking Mixer anymore, but you got Twitch, you got benefits through us or something like that. So what if they're trying to just become like that, like hub, jack of all, the hub that just handles everything? Because that'd be like a smart way to go for them. Like they're not just stuck to one person.
Yes,
they're not the Apple, the 25%. They got 100% now. That's a pretty big number. That's a pretty big number. It's a strong number too.
Stronger. It's not about how big the number is. It's about how strong the
It's
number is.
how strong the numbers are.
Is your number a bishop or is it a rook?
I don't know. I've played, what is it, like the Total War game? I mean, if I have a strong 25% on the army, I can take out the 75%. I'm just saying.
So I'm confused. Currently, what is Twitch Prime? Isn't that the subscription you have?
That is, and they're rebranding to Prime Gaming. So it's no longer called Twitch Prime. It's called Prime Gaming.
Okay.
So they removed the word Twitch out of their thing.
Okay.
But it's the same. I mean, as of right now, it's the same thing. If you've logged on to Twitch, it's like, hey, it's now Prime Gaming, and you can use that to still get a free subscription every month and stuff like that. You still get all the same games. They're saying there's more content, but as of right now, there hasn't been any extra content that's been displayed or anything.
What do you think, Jay?
Do you think they're gonna?
I don't think they're making their own streaming service.
No?
Because Twitch does well for them. They're top.
But you think they're making moves to like?
Maybe they'll enable like drops and link it to YouTube Gaming, but I feel like Twitch does so well. I don't know. I think they just want to. I don't know.
Yeah,
what
but
they
why
wanna
do you want just the 25% when you can also have the 75%? Like.
Well, they have the 75%. They don't want the 25%.
What if they do want the 25% though?
I don't know. I think they're Amazon, so they just want to name it something similar to them. They don't want to be like.
I mean, they have history of wanting to get in the game. They have that really awesome. What is it? Outlaw.
Hyperscape, RuneScape. I don't know.
Oh no,
Hyperscape?
Crucible.
That's the one.
I was thinking of the Ubisoft one.
You know,
the battle royale they have, the hyper reality or whatever.
Yeah, and then they're also doing an MMO, which I think I pushed back.
Oh, New Age, right? That was the.
I don't know what the name of it is, but yeah, they got the MMO. So they're going MMO route. They have the competitive route with Crucible. I mean,
I don't know, certain companies, when they make games, you're just like, oh, it's not going to be quality. Like Riot. They made League. They made Valorant. They're making a fighting game. I know that fighting game is going to be really
They
good.
made a card game.
Which is good too. I mean,
And yeah, the Runeterra. And then
Runeterra.
they is it them that did the auto chess? One of the auto chess versions?
I don't know.
They have a small time shooter game too, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah.
Valorant,
No. I think it's Valorant.
but they're making a fighting game. You just know, like Amazon. I don't.
You don't
See them
associate them with
Yeah,
like
quality
games.
games.
Yeah, I think along with Jeng's saying, I think it's a branding thing. So they bought Twitch, right? Twitch partnered with them, and they're like, now you're part of Twitch.
They own Twitch?
Yeah.
Big news.
Amazon owns Twitch. They bought it for billions.
Can't tell if you're joking.
Gazillions? I don't remember.
You're like that one person. It was a joke.
At least with me, you know, it's well.
I don't know.
That wasn't a joke because I legitimately don't remember them. Yeah, there's a
dude.
mosquito. Yeah, it's a mosquito, by the way.
It is?
Yeah. Hey, he's gone. I mean, at least I could see him like shine through the light, but so I don't see him anymore.
Dude, I guess it's. Do you think it's a steal? They bought it for less than $1 billion.
I think that's a steal.
It's a steal.
I mean, just one
I
year's
think-
worth,
I
and they've
think
already
they're-
made their money back.
In cash.
Yeah, I think they're just here.
Not stocks, dude.
I think it's a transition towards a branding thing. They just want more things under the Amazon and the Prime, that Prime like branding.
Yeah.
Much like YouTube has been like, okay, we're having a gaming, but it's YouTube gaming. I think they just want everything to be under one roof, and it's less going to be Twitch. It's going to be like PrimeCon instead of TwitchCon. It's going to be PrimeCon one day. I guarantee you.
Jeff Bezos will open the ceremony.
Can't
He's
wait
going
to
to do
see.
a developer video like Jeff Kaplan,
He's gonna be like, bald is beautiful, and I'll be like
Lex Luthor, baby,
point at him. He points at me. The bald heads shine.
and he's like Avatar.
it's like Dan's only. I'm like,
Yeah. I think it's a push in that direction. I think it'll maybe open doors towards more collabs of different sorts.
I feel like they're making Prime Gaming. I mean, obviously, right now they're pushing it as like, no, it's just a rebranding. We want it to be more focused to understand that this is the gaming section, because Twitch Prime does not scream game. Like, there's no word in it.
So-
but Prime Gaming has the word game in it. I know.
Okay,
it's a
so
gaming thing.
you're saying on the word game. I think they're gonna move away from that. I think.
But they just changed it to
while
game.
Twitch. No, I know that, but I'm saying more. They're gonna do more.
25%.
I think while Twitch, when you think of Twitch, you associate with just games more than anything. But there are the art channels. There are the
IRL, just chatting
channels. There are these. I think they're gonna rebrand what Twitch is to be streaming altogether, and just take out the gaming being as heavily marketed.
So they leave all the streamings
Because they
and then-
didn't Lyric just, not Lyric, who's that one musician that just became a Twitch streamer? Logic, that's it. I think
he got paid
Yeah, I think you're gonna see
7 figures.
I think more people that are not of gaming backgrounds will jump in.
So like Will Smith,
Yeah?
entanglement,
Jack Black.
entanglement, entangle me. Spider-Man. I'm playing Spider-Man.
Entanglement.
I got entangled.
Yeah, I think they're probably gonna dabble in games because that will draw people in. Be like,
Yeah.
oh my god, I can't believe Will Smith's playing Fortnite.
Do you?
And like, but then they'll do whatever the other thing, like that Logic guy does music or these
so
other things.
they paid Logic. Do you think they're gonna pay other celebrities?
Yes. They bought Twitch with cash.
Jablinski. Let's go.
Andy Milonakis.
No,
Is he on there?
he is
on Twitch.
He's already on
Yeah.
Twitch.
I'm kidding.
He's like
Weird.
played.
Ben Shapiro.
That too.
Twitch.
Oh my god.
Have him play Dry Game.
No.
Journey. Have him play Journey.
Phil DeFranco.
No. Ben Shapiro. Journey. Desert.
Alex Jones.
Anti.
Oh my god.
The Frogs.
Joe Rogan.
Alex Jones Control.
Playing Control.
No, Alex Jones Frogger.
No.
Fucking frogs, man.
Alex,
playing a fucking game.
Alex Jones Metal Gear Solid. Conspiracy.
Snake.
Conspiracy
Hey,
theories.
free Metal Gear.
Yeah.
No, I guess I could see that they're using Prime Gaming as a setup, and then they're going to use that to focus on gaming for that, and then Twitch itself will be like more focused on like just streams in general, live streams.
I think
music streams.
They'll rebrand
body
Twitch.
painting streams.
Twitch will also become Prime, whatever.
Ooh. Name change?
Yeah,
Bold.
I think it's going to be a big like
Bold.
What if they change it to Justin TV?
They should just change it to
Prime Justin.
fans only.
Dazzle. But I mean, like, imagine.
Only.
I like look at right now, like YouTube. YouTube started with grassroots, like people making their own shit. Slowly, big time YouTubers came out. Like you got the celebrity YouTubers, and then where we're at now, you got the Jimmy Fallons, the Kimmels, the celebrities
Will Smith.
becoming the YouTubers. I think Twitch is going to go that route.
So they're becoming game show hosts.
Yeah, I think like
late
whatever
night shows.
mainstream TV is gonna bleed in, and because we already have everything that used to be the wild frontier has become commercialized, has become normalized, and I see like 18 different commercials now when I try to go on Twitch.
Dr. Squatch.
Manscaped. That's all I see.
I see that too. Shit.
Hashtag ad.
Yeah, and like all the major advertising is there, and I think all the major corporations are going to start heading over there too.
I think streaming is going to be the new, like, I guess television, like the more modern kind of thing. And I don't know if you've noticed, because you were talking about it, like we have all these late night show hosts that they've all had like essentially like rebrandings or like rehosts, and they've all become younger hosts. Like where, and I like, even though we haven't been that far into it, what if we get like another rehost where they become even younger hosts? And not on top of that, they're not on live television. They're not live television, but like on television, they're on live streams.
Imagine someone akin, if not himself, Phil DeFranco.
Yeah.
He's doing his show, whatever his regular show is. He's talking to the chat. He's like, all right, let's field some chat questions. What we got over here? And then he's got his drummer.
Show Bob's in vagines.
Then you hear
Next
the laugh
question.
track.
I think you've shown me similar stuff. My brother showed me this streamer, and I could totally see this as well. It's this guy. Let me find it. He sent it in a Discord. Discussions with Dr. K.
Oh yeah, I know who he is.
And
Indian dude?
Huh?
Indian dude.
Yeah, and he answers. He's like a therapist in a way. He helps people with
You got to
whatever.
see his out of context clips. They're insane.
So he's doing one where he's kind of drunk, and he's like, I'm going to be honest with you right now, whoever the next caller is, I'm a little buzzed. And he's got his buddy in the background, like, doing all the moderating, and he's like, and he's helping this guy, like, with whatever his problem is. Like, you got to, like, fuck, he did, fucking Gary V. He Gary V'd this guy.
Yeah.
He's just like, you piece of shit, you got to, like, get yourself out of there and start eating shit and get out there. And, like, I promise you, like, imagine that's the framework that I see on, like, high-quality production. Like, you're gonna see shit like that on Twitch.
Yeah, the out of context ones is he'll either do a scenario, but he'll act it out. So then, like, if it's just cut to that point, you're like, this guy's a fucking dick. Yeah. There's one where he does Pokemon, and he's like, you're just a thought. You're just like, you're just here for, like, you're just showing your body, and you're like, holy fuck, he's being a dick.
So you're saying, Dr. Phil. So what you're trying to tell me is that your daughter.
And then they can go younger. I mean, like, that guy's He looks like Dr. K looks like a young looking guy, but he's probably in his 40s. I don't know.
40s,
yeah, 30s, 40s. They can get like, I mean, we can have younger hosts like more akin to like
targeting younger groups.
Yeah.
All this stuff. And like, think of your Jimmy Kimmel. Like when they do the segments where they're out on the streets, that's your IRL stream. Then you do those talk show with a guest.
Bob's over jeans. Next question.
But what that leads to is when you have someone that's a young age doing something like this, you can have them for so long. You know, like someone's able to stay and become like the next
Jay Leno?
Well, there was someone else who's even older than that.
Johnny Carson? He did it when he was young.
No, but there was someone who David
Letterman?
David Letterman, there you go.
Johnny Carson's doing it for way longer.
Right, but he like Letterman was like a lot older, so like imagine from a young age going to that age that David Letterman is, like that
Johnny
whole
Carson.
Okay, Johnny Carson. That whole exact
He's he was in his 30s to his 70s.
Oh, okay, I didn't know how long he did it for. I just know the more current one for me is Letterman. But like, yeah, just imagine from a younger age than 30, like being fucking 20 years old, going all the way to 70 years old, just
5 years old,
being the face of something like that.
Yeah.
And
From
it's
5 years old to 70 years old.
It's fluid in a sense of like, yeah, like it's live. It seems casual. Like Dr. K, it's a casual thing. Like that guy just hops on and he's like, yeah, let me just any live like viewers, and then anyone can interact. You got chat, you got people calling you on the phone. You're providing your number.
If they gear, like, I think that's where they're headed
with Prime Gaming.
With this being a step in that direction. I know.
It's funny. I just realized,
other than like what they did, I'm like, why do I care about this? I'm like, I'm gonna think like 5 more. Like it's like chess.
Invest in Amazon.
High school DXD.
Man, you're learning a lot from it. I don't learn any of these things.
This anime is.
I'm watching the wrong anime.
Heavy on the knowledge. I can see them going that direction.
That's true, yeah. I mean, there's a lot to it. But yeah, I mean, it makes sense. If they're going that route with Twitch in general, then they'd have to have a different location where they can focus on gaming, because gaming is a huge part of it. But if they want to...
There's still a market. Like, it's not like when you're looking at all those channels, I think largely it'll stay the same. But when a certain channel is on, you're going to see all those people go to that channel.
No, but I agree with you where, like, if you generalize something too much, it can be harmful to itself. So what it's doing is it's gonna using Prime Gaming, it could pick out gaming and focus that on this area, and then have Twitch be everything else.
I'm gonna make a pitch. Reality internet TV show
simulation.
Chat controls what happens to the guests in the house.
There's a fire in the kitchen. See that happening.
Donations. Fire in the kitchen. Everyone.
Overcooked like the real version. You control like Twitch plays.
Reality show.
Real world.
Vote him out. Which guy?
Does this guy get to boner? Does she?
Kappa?
Does she?
And then it's a really shitty quality like bedroom scene, and you just see blankets moving.
Sims, the real world.
Poggers?
And Westworld. Simulation.
I'm pitching it right now.
Am I real? Are you really controlling
Amazon.
me?
Call me. Reality show.
Then.
Black Mirror.
The 25% of people will be controlling the 75% of the world.
And then I win.
And on Apple phones.
This is how I win.
Apple phone. On Apple phones.
This is how Apple wins.
There's markets that like are growing. Like I just noticed over the past 2 weeks, the Pokemon Go Twitch channel has gone from like maybe 50 viewers on a consistent basis to over 4,000 on a consistent basis. Like the top 10 or 15 users, it's not just one guy. The top 10 or 15 users are averaging 400, 300 viewers because the framework of which the game has kind of slightly shifted. It's allowed for this competitive scene that lets people like, they've found a way, like the streamers have found a way to make it enjoyable to be able to stream that game. And I'm like, this is gonna grow. And a lot of people have been seeing that, and I'm like, all these other things, there's gonna be like a slow build, and then all of a sudden, boom, you're gonna see some like a Logic or whatever, a reality show. So I guarantee you, and now that we've talked about it, it's gonna happen next week.
Right next week.
That's the trend. You called out Fortnite. They answered. Can you make another call?
We have the 25% is answering, bro.
We have the monkey's paw, but it's with COVID, so that's the only bad part.
Monkey don't see.
Monkey calls.
Monkey. Yeah, it should be. Instead of like covering the mouth, it should just.
God, I love whoever made those videos. They're the best, dude. Fucking A, dude.
That was good. Hey, this is a good podcast. Sometimes we get some beggars out there. No cap.
Insta.
Guys, where can people find you?
They can find me at the 25% on Instagram at the Folio365, and then the Folio just everywhere else.
You can find me on my Finsta accounts at The Last Bosses.
Can they also find you in Rivia?
Well, there's a POS over me, so.
You can find me at Kujo Prime. You can find us all at the Weekly DLC. Please let us know what you think. This is episode 183. Till next time, we'll
DLC.
You later.
Are you the 25 or the 75%?